Welcome back everyone to Alchemy Factory, and in the last episode we had a big massive move round. We managed to put wooden floors down, we set up a few other builds. We haven't fully automated the shop, but we've just got little boxes here with the little targets on there. I've also updated some of the settings I've been using. Did notice YouTube was having a bit of a struggle on some of the videos with some of the movement. So I've slowed down the mouse and I've just put a couple of the global illuminations and some other things. So hopefully this episode is looking a bit better than it did in the last one. And we have got a couple of quests. We've got a bulk order and we've got a random order. We want to turn that in. So the first one's 36,293 in copper. I'm just converting the silver down when I'm doing that. 35 silver is basically 35,000 in the copper. So let's submit that one. We are coming up towards the end of the day, so we will have a new quest popping up. And I do need to grab a few more nails. Now, we should have a good nail build over... I moved everything around, so it's going to take a little while to remember where everything is. So the iron was coming into these boxes, coming up here. The nails would be on this side. Okay, and there's the end of the day, so we should be able to grab another quest to give us another load of money. So we'll have a look at the report and see how we did. So this should have been the first day we was running with everything moved. And as you can see, 35,000 plus 29,000. So roughly about 65,000 we earned through the shop. And we only spent out 12,000. Okay, so we've fully filled up this box. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80,000 in that box. This is our temporary automated solution for all this stuff here. Today we will be moving on to pulleys. So I'm looking forward to that one. So 80,000 there. I've got 155,000 on me. And we've also got another 10,000 in the box. So money's not an issue at the moment for us. Let's have a look at that quest. So we've got the pulley quest. That's why I want to do it, because I want to have access to the shelves. I've got some good ideas for that one. We need to pick up some more nails for this one. And this one here, I've already got the 8 bandages. I mean, it was technically for this. We'll turn this in because it's got less time on it. Okay, and then the next quest, let's tag that on as well. So I need to get 8 bandages. Okay, I've just set up a temporary bandage one. And all it is on the one side I've got a box where I've put the potions in. One side I've got a box where I'll just put the cloth in from here. And at the back it will produce the bandages. So I've just put enough in there just to do that quest. Now we need to have been looking at pulleys. Did I unlock the research yet or not? No. Let's go and unlock that. Okay, pulleys are finished. I'm also going to be unlocking the drawbridge. And I will also unlock the crossway tunnel. We'll try and find a way to put those into our builds. So let's have a quick look at what we need for pulleys. It should be fairly simple. It's planks of wood and rope. In an assembler equals a pulley. Now we've already got a nice rope set up, which is... Which one's rope? This one here. So this is currently doing how much rope? So we've got 60 coming in a minute. Our belts are currently 60. The 60 a minute is making into 20. We do only have one yet. We're not up to advanced fertiliser yet. So we're basically making 20 a minute on the linen thread. And the linen thread into rope equals 10 a minute. And the pulley is in the assembler, so let's get that on the floor. And then it'll give us an idea of ratios. So let's set up the pulley. It would need 15 rope. So we've got 2 ways of doing this. One, we could just be a little inefficient. Now, if it is going into the shop, being inefficient is not always the worst thing in the world. You don't need to have a 100% efficient system at the start. Later on, when you need them items for certain items, then yes, it is critical. But at the start here, this is only going to be for the shop and for quests. So I'm okay being a little inefficient. So all it would need was some planks and the rope set up. So yeah, let's get to that. We'll copy the rope setup, which is this one. Hopefully I've got all the resources on me. And let's just walk around the back so I don't take the money belt. Or actually we will need a fertiliser belt at the back. But we can add that in later. Now looking at the fertiliser, there's not a massive amount coming down here. So we might be at our limit on what we can actually fertilise. So we might need a new fertiliser build for this one. But let's see if we can copy it. We are short of clay. So let me go and pick up 12 clay. Okay, I've picked up the clay. And I've also finished the bandage quest, so we might as well go and turn that in. So the main quest, we are slowly working our way to the vitality potions. We won't make it there in this episode, but I'll do the best to make as much progress as we can. So let's cut this from this corner. So I'm just selecting the bottom right corner because that's where I know it needs to be. That will cover everything on the left side. And on the right side, there it is. So we'll just put this, again, a couple of away. Gives me a bit of room to work with. Just want to have a look at the fertiliser in here. So it has 2 stacks of 10 and a 5. 2 stacks of 10 and a 3. It's going up to 4. Then it goes down to 3 when we use one. Is any more fertiliser yet? Number 4 is going on its way up, and I don't think we've got enough to do this. I think we need a totally new fertiliser plant for this. So the fertiliser plant was not this one. This is the fertiliser plant. So I think if we want to put this down, I'm going to need to put the fertiliser down. So unfortunately, we are going to have to cut you at the moment. Let's try and deselect them too so it doesn't wreck this build. And let's copy the fertiliser plant, which would be... This makes the charcoal. We can get rid of 2 belts if we wanted to be a little more streamlined. Which I might need to do this in 2 parts anyway. So, yeah, that's something I'm going to have to do. So, we're going to have to cut you. Doesn't matter if he grabs the money line on the back, that's fine. I don't want to copy it. So, it tells me I'm just short of some sigil portals. Okay, grab the sigil portals. Let's try this again. So up to there, to the back. And copy it. I've got everything I need. And we are going to be putting you there. But I need to make sure the belt isn't overstacking where the wall would be. That's perfect. And because this is going to need coins, and the coins is currently here doing nothing, we're now going to be bringing the coins down the back, just until these 2, and then I'm going to cut it off. Now, these are currently set up to do wood, so that's fine. I've got no wood in the pots. I do think that the iron has stopped, so I need to get this sorted out. We will automate it again as soon as I got rid of them last couple of pieces of iron. So the way this build does, wood comes in, wood comes up to here. It comes round this side, gets crushed, gets turned into charcoal, gets grounded up, comes down the back, and then this is to fuel the next part, which is the fertiliser. It is in one of my previous episodes, and eventually I will be putting these builds up on the Steam, because you can link them directly to Steam now. So what do we need for the next part of the build? So it would be from this corner all the way to where the machines are. We haven't decided where we're going to be putting the line yet. So select the corner I want, which is this corner here. And then walk around the back. It's going to be easier to work out where I need to cut from. So we want to go right up to the machines. And I want to loose my mouse before my left shift. So I can raise it up. And I want to make sure I grab everything. So need more gears, more wood, more stone, more nails. Let me get that sorted and I'll bring back. Okay, I think I've got the resources now what's needed. Let's try this again. So grab all the way up to the machines and all the way except for the money belt. Yep, it's grabbed everything. Everything's perfect. So let's copy that. And we're just going to plonk it down right here. Need to make sure I leave enough for the money belt across the back. That looks perfect placement. Ah, these two are wanting to join up. So let's get rid of that gap because this is a part of the same build. This time I'm going to cut it. And I need to make sure I've got it in the right space, which should be there. Yep, that looks right. I've got two belts that's blue. Okay, so what's not building? Okay, it looks like I've grabbed something at the very back, but I think this build is actually set up. Okay, we've got the day report for day 23. Now everything's running. 26,000 as the expenses and 33,000 we made. So we do need to get more products in the shop, more money earned. So this belt needs to connect onto this one. It doesn't look like it's connected correctly. This belt will also go into this machine here, so that's fine. Just make sure both these are connected up. This is to supply this. So all this, I think I need to start the... Yeah, the logs won't work until we start at least one of these machines. And I'm going to do the same thing as I normally do. Make sure I block up a space. And just to kickstart everything, I'm going to actually do it with both. And that's why I always carry a bit of charcoal with me. We will say the wood is moving up here now. Going into the crucible, which is turning it into charcoal. The charcoal goes straight into a grinder. Same 15 a minute to make the charcoal powder. The charcoal powder's coming down here, which will then start going into a three-way system. And then it gets split off two. And then that will keep all this. I have got 3 in fuel efficiency at the moment. And then that charcoal starts up this now. Again, instead of it taking all the fuel, we'll just block off a couple of slots. This down the end will take a little bit to get to. So I'm just going to kickstart it. And then we'll check, make sure it's working right. I can just about grab that one there. Just taking a little bit of time to get down here. We will have better fuel very soon. But we know this can support this because the other build is exactly the same. Just takes a little bit to get going. And this will need to get plugged in. That's why it's not really moving. So these 3 have to get plugged in as well. Is it all set? Yep, set to automatically buy stone. And that's why I do use the lab stands, just so I can access the machines through the back. I do apologise, my voice keeps giving away on me already. I've only just started recording. So yeah, money's coming up here. That will get the stone going. And we can see what it's down here. So the stone all comes in, gets turned into quicklime powder. The quicklime powder gets mixed up with the sage, which is getting through the crucibles to make the plant ash. And then that goes into 4 machines to make basic fertiliser at the maximum efficiency. And then we've got that going into the next line, which we'll do. The way I normally do my buses is I will have money across the bottom. I will have like fertiliser going up, but I think that's right at the limit of what it can do. It is still keeping these supplied to maximum. So yeah, this build will then come down from this line. Where's my fertiliser? From this line here. We don't want you like that. We want you to be coming into the machine. Or do you... Oh, actually, you have to come in the back. Oh yeah, because you're coming out the line here. Just trying to remember how my build was. It went a bit funny, that belt did. So yeah, it comes up to here. Then it does a 50-50 split. When I get priority merges, it'll be a lot easier to do this. And then the rest of it could come down onto the bus. Now I am going to have coins coming down here. Like that, because we are going to be putting some more builds on. The next build I need doesn't need coins. It's just fertiliser, so I might just cut the belt off where I had it off there. Let's not keep all the money just sitting on a belt doing nothing. So for this one, the fertiliser's coming back, and just I'll do the same as I did with the other. I'll have it coming one away from the edge, just so it can provide the fertilisers like this. So now we've got the power plant running. We're looking round at our fertiliser. Fertiliser's not actually happening at the moment, so what's gone wrong? Not getting plant ash. Have I broke a belt somewhere? Ah. Are you not getting fuel? No, you're getting fuel. I need to put some fertiliser into these. I forgot that. I need fertiliser just to kickstart the system. Then that will get the sage out to get burned to make the plant ash. So yeah, it will all work in a minute. And then let's just kickstart this one as well. As soon as the fertiliser starts coming out, it will be making fertiliser. It's just an easy way of me having to do the old systems with planting stuff and putting sage in boxes. This is a more efficient way. And as you can see, we're now starting to get fertiliser out. How did I have the belt here? Because I think I had it slightly different. No, I had it the same way. Splitting off into two. Eventually it backs up and then everything is off to the next system, which it's already got down. So the next system we want for the pulley build here is rope and planks. So we'll copy the rope setup. Now we've got enough fertiliser to actually run it. Did we need two? Or no, I said I was going to run it a little inefficient. That's fine. I can't actually see where I'm getting up to, so I'm going to have to jump over. Yeah, round the back. We'll go and grab the line as well. And that's why I always leave a gap between my builds, so it's nice and easy when I'm cutting and pasting. And it does say I've got everything, so that's perfect. And I want this to thread on. Yeah, that's perfect. Just need to fix this one belt at the back here. So the fertiliser is going to come off. At the moment I could cut it off here. So all the fertiliser goes into this build. When it backs up, I'll connect it up again. So that means I can put something else on. So we have got the rope set up now. Like I said, going to be a little efficient. And we only need 30 planks. And if we have a look at our wood producers over here, it's just one machine. So I could make it really ultra compact. We do really want the money to be coming in. So what I could do is just put you there with a portal behind you. I could stack this up one more and put it on top, but there's just no need for this build. Leave 2 spaces to get a portal in. Let's go for the menu so I don't have anything saved to it. Connect it to the machine. And let's just extend the money belt slightly down. Tell you to buy logs. And then all we've got to do is get one of these machines down, these assemblers. It needs to connect to the rope, which is here, but we can easily thread down a different way. How would I want to do it? Probably something as simple as that. We don't need the rope on this to go into a box. So that box doesn't need to be here for this build. And it's simple as the output of the rope just comes into this machine. And then all we need to do is get this belt coming down. Now that's funny enough because we just unlocked a crossway tunnel. So let's try that out. So I'm going to cut 3 belts. Did I actually do the research for it yet? Probably not. No, let's go and research that. Okay, we've just unlocked the crossway tunnel. So let's go into our menu and use that. So I want this belt of the fertiliser to be going from left to right. And also I want this one to go from the top to the bottom. So as you see, there's different ways. So you just keep rotating until it matches up. So the left to right is correct, but the up and down is the wrong way. So let's rotate again. It's as simple as that. So I can get wood going through and it looks nice and tidy. Don't need lifts, don't need anything else. And all this needs to do is go into this side of the machine. And now this should be making pulleys. And we'll do the same as usual. We don't need a lot of these. So I'm just going to be putting a very small box. And I'm going to have it standing up this time. Because when we need pulleys again, I'll be finding a different system to do it. And then I'm going to do my same as usual. I'm going to colour it. Now the first 100 pulleys I'll get, I will go into the carpenter's request. But the wood's going to be efficient. I could also, if I really wanted to, put the wood off here and say, if you've got any extra wood, go down here. But it's easy when I've got the priority splitters to do that. Otherwise, it's only going to put 15 wood, which means the rope will back up. And I don't want the rope to back up. I've already got a rope set up down there. So now we have a nice, easy pulley system. And I'm happy about that. So where are we going to be going to next? Well, the next logical thing we've already got bricks doing is glass. So I'm pretty certain we've already done sand. So let's just unlock it. Did we have sand on any of our builds down here? I think we did. Yeah, we've got sand here. So sand is 3 rock crushers coming down. The stone comes out. It gets grinded up. It goes into sand. So again, a nice simple build. But I am changing some of these builds around. I've just built a new triple stack, which I want to use in this episode. What does this need as an input? So that's just coins, isn't it? So this actually doesn't need even any fertiliser whatsoever. And you see the belt's backed up now. I could even just go onto bandages, being as though I've got fertiliser here that's doing nothing. I could just set up a quick bandage one. Even if it's half capacity. Well, full capacity would be 2 of these. So let's have a look. How many are we using here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we was running out on what was on the line. So if I want to do you, you're 10. This line has actually backed up now. So for this build here, I am going to need 2 stacks of potions. Because if we have a look at the bandages, 2 potions and 1 linen cloth. So we'll start with 2 of these. And it would need to be all the way up to the box, but we can remove the box and set up the machines a little better than this. So yeah, let's cut it first. Go into blueprint, and we want to copy it all the way. I think that's the money line, so I think let's go down the back. I'm not guessing. We want it from that side. Don't need the fertiliser belt at the back, and we don't need the fertiliser belt at the side. So just up to there. Let's copy that. And because we've got the fertiliser just sitting on this inside lane, we'll just continue with that. But again, I want to give a couple of spaces because it's a new build. I think one space is fine. Now I am going to have to build this twice. So I need to pick up some more rope, some more steel, and some more wood. Okay, just have to top up the shop in the meantime. Just keep all that going. So I've got the materials I need for the next one of these. Want the same at the back. We need the fertiliser at the back. We could just put these next to each other. No belt should connect to each other. Let's just leave the one space. So we need this fertiliser to start coming into both these builds. Up to there. Let's turn you into there. Just give it a second to start going up. And the boxes here doesn't need to be here for this build. How can I change this to make it look better? Okay, end of day. Okay, not a great day. We didn't, I don't think I finished the quest, or we didn't have good quests. 10,000, we spent out 26, but we've got a couple 100,000, so we've got a nice big cushion until we can get the big profitable things out. Let's take these belts out and see if we want to change this, because currently we're looking at this build here. No, this was the pulley build. Oh, okay, we have enough pulleys for the quest, so let's go and turn that in. That will get us some money. And let's look at the new quest for the day. So let's turn in the carpenter quest. Now we can make shelves. That opens up quite a lot of options to us, to be quite honest. With stacking items and also making the shop look a bit tidier with the way we're getting things in and out of the shop. So let's take that quest and then let's have a look at what the urgent quest is. Now, urgent has to be done this day. Unfortunately, we're not set up to do glass at the moment. We're set up to do brick. I might just let that quest go. I don't want to start a build and then stop halfway through it. So what's coming into this? So this is taking the flax fibre and the sage powder. The sage is in the first section because you can tell, because it's the green one and the flax is like the brown one. Also, flax runs with basic fertiliser at 30 a minute. This only runs at 20. Will take a while for that fertiliser to come all the way down here. Did I break something? Ah, fertiliser has to come in on the other side. What was this for then? Give me a second. I think I may have broke my build. So this was the bandages. Oh, that was where fertiliser was coming into it. It does need to go up there. Okay. Because I've copied it from a build I slightly adjusted. I need to change this belt system here to go up. That will feed you. Yeah, this belt's broken here. So that will go into there, feed up there, feed that side. And then this has to be done the same. Then everything should start moving again. Okay, nothing's going up there, so we do have an issue still with this belt. Let's try that. So every two should be... Okay. For some reason this belt doesn't want to attach, so let's start that again. Okay, I'm having a bit of a belting issue on this one. Same with this. Okay, so that one's backed up, that's fine. Yeah, it's going up there now. And then it should be going into there, and the easy way we can tell is his fertiliser coming in everything. I think just in case there's any backups, I'm just going to leave the fertiliser as it is. It stacks up pretty good. Just means it'll be a bit slow to fill everything up. But we do have a good full belt down here. So the one we're actually looking to set up is the bandage one. We've had access to this for a while, and then we'll go into the glass next. Ah, it's goods in the shop. That's why I couldn't find it. So it needs to be in an assembler. So again, if I'm doing any builds, I always put an assembler down. Gives me the ratios I need. So I know this is 2 to 1 because I've been doing them already just by hand. So I just need a linen cloth at the end, and then I need to combine everything. Now, bandages is the first one you get contracts for, which we do have. Without a priority splitter, it's a little hard to get enough in a box, and then... So what I might have to do is put 50% into a box, 50% into a dispatch portal. It will earn me a little extra money, and that might be a good idea. So yeah, I think I will do that. So let's get the linen down now. So the linen cloth build we have got is... Should be this one here. Yep. So I just got to cut this. Get to the back line just so I know where I'm taking it up to. And it just needs to be took up to there. Do I have the stuff to make it? Just short of iron, so let's go and get that sorted. And that's one of the reasons why I did have a bigger iron box, because I knew it would be something I would need a lot of with some of the builds I was coming into. We will have a more efficient way to do iron processes soon, which could replace the old one. So yep, that's copied there, and let's add it to the bottom of the line here. So these 3 machines at the end here are all my bandage. Let's leave that one space like I've been doing, and it can come back to there. And as well, this has probably got a broken belt on. So let's copy that into here, because it's just as important for me to get the cloth as it is for me to get the healing potions. So we know it's going past there because we've just seen one go past. So every time you get one of these splits, it's a 50-50 split. And the fertiliser's going up, so I know the belts are working now. So we have got to get you out of that box, because we don't need a box for this. We just need to send it over. But we could just literally send this machine to the very edge here. And just do something as simple as that. We should be able to run this at pretty much efficiency. The potions are only coming off 10 a minute. So we could combine these 2 belts. That's the easiest way to do it. Bring it up the side here. So the healing potions are coming out. Bring you from that point into the machine so I can get rid of that extra belt. And same with this. You can just come into this side of the machine. And it's as simple as that. We've got bandages now. So I did say about a 2-way split. So the easiest way of doing that is something like that. So one comes out this way, one comes out this way. Now we've got quite a bit of room down here. So I think I'll have a box here. So we can just copy a box across. This is going to be for bandages for the shop. And this is going to be for the dispatch portal. So we haven't used these yet. So they look like a purchasing portal. Slightly different. Now the one thing you do have to remember when you're doing dispatch portals, this money won't go into the money you earn in the shop, and it won't go straight to your inventory. It has to be threaded out this back onto the line. Now, unfortunately with this one, if we have a look at the bandage contract, it's going to pay us 12 silvers. So if I want the bronze to come onto the line like I've been using here, one way you can do it is a bank portal. Now, we did use these in the shop, but we're going to be using it in reverse. Just for the moment, we're not rich enough to have silver on the line. And I'm going to do something as simple as that. I'm going to put the dispatch portal in there. And I'm going to set this up for 50 coppers. So it'll be accepting silvers in. It's not very fast. It takes a while for these to do. Like I said, my cloth's only just coming out now because we've just been waiting for fertiliser to come down here. But now it's here, starting to stack up. This will be pretty much 100% efficient then. So from the portal, could I get that back one more? Not unless I move it out. Actually, no, no, I want to move it out. So I'm just going to put it here instead. I could put it directly from the machine. It should work. I've never actually done that. Because I want this to go on a money line. And I could actually just start a new money line from this box. Because we're converting them down. We can bring it up to about there. And we are going to need you. Do we need you in that configuration? Yes, because it's one machine into the other. I could turn them both round. I think I've got it. Just looking at the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to turn them round on this occasion. I can just take a couple of the extra belts away. It's coming out here, going across. That will connect up there, perfect. Should still work. It's got the same recipes, hence why I copied them and put them here. We've got a little bit of thread on us and I've got a little bit of flax. Let's just get rid of that out of my inventory. And we don't need all this extra belt anymore. That helps it easier for me to get the money line back down. So I think just for now, I could just put it into a box, this. Let's leave the belt like that so we can see how it's working. So all this should fill up with copper. Just in case I don't need money for my next build. What's my next build going to be? It's going to be sand. Actually, I will need it. And if I need to, I can always thread that line down here. So yeah, let's bring this straight the way up to the back. And let's bring you up something like that. And then we'll try and put a sand build in this space if we can. If not, we'll buy that. You can get rid of you now because I'm not using you anymore. Let's have a look at our fertiliser. So you're totally backed up. You're not quite backed up, but you're getting there because you can see some of the lines are full. But everything should be gaining. Yep, you're up to 4 now. You were stuck at 2, 3 before. All these should be up to 10. And if I want to, I could block off slots. So the stuff down the line gets the fertiliser faster. But as long as it's working, that's all that matters. I think it should be able to cope with these 12. I think that's the limit on what you can do. That'll be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 10, 11. Yeah, I think about 11, 12 is about the limit of where we've been up to. So we are coming towards the end of another day. We're not going to get the glass quest. It is an urgent one. It's not going to happen. Even if I'd have set up the process, it would have still took some time. Just going to top up the boxes. So you're full up with 80,000 again. That'll just keep everything running nice and smooth. All the money or the copper on me can go away. And I've still got the silver. And then we'll start having a look at the sand build. We can copy the sand build from up there we've got. We do have... Do we have any extra power? I think this machine used all the power. So this is my fertiliser. The belts is just about keeping up. And I think the only reason it's just about keeping up is because we've got... Is it 40% fertiliser efficiency? No, 30%. So that's perfectly balanced for this system. So if I did want any more fuel down the line, which I will need for more charcoal, I will have to put one of these down first. Which will need money. So let's copy you. And I'm short of nails, so let me go and grab some. Just having a quick run into the shop to see how it's going. All these first three should be full up because we've got the machines outside automating it. Rope I have to chuck in myself, but we've got a big box over there. Don't have much nails, but I'm just trying to fill that up first. And bricks. We can chuck that up and grab a new stack. So grab a full 200 nails. Grab whatever bricks are there to top up. And healing potions it didn't have. So my healing potion build. What's this one? Oh, that's just for bandages. That can go away now. Don't need it because we've got a proper setup for doing it. Take all the healing potions just so I can top up the shop. Because the shelves are empty. Get it ready for the next day. And if we desperately need potions, we've got all this here. I could grab some of these for the shop as well. Make sure this is running. So the potions is stocked up. Yeah, it's just waiting for the linen cloth because it's not the most efficient process. It takes 5... I think it's 10 threads it takes to make one cloth. So I could put down a second one, but we just said we're right at the limit on where we can do without putting a new fertiliser plant down. So I'm okay with that. If I desperately need to, I could maybe take a couple of these out. And we'll just put a box in there. It would just help to keep the shop going if I need to. I can just come and grab them from here as well. Just keeps everything running. One thing with fertiliser, if it's not using the fertiliser, it doesn't use down. Which is good. So now it's using the fertiliser, it's going down. I'm just checking, make sure everything's still going down here. Yeah, it's up to 8 now. This was at 3 and 4 before. So yeah, we are perfectly balanced. We can't really put any more machines on without putting a new plant down. So, next item we was looking at was... We do have a skill point. Is there anywhere I want to put it into? We could get... fertiliser efficiency and then I could put another... We would be able to cover another linen cloth. It's an option. Now, if we have a look inside of the dispatch portal, you will see you can send 800 a day. They go out in batches of 50. Every time it gives me 50, it will give me 12 silver. So as of yet, it's not actually give me anything. So we'll need to prop this line up with some more money down here. So easiest way being as though we've got like 80,000 in the tub is just connect you up to there. So I've got money down here for when I need to buy stuff. And it'd be nice to see that fertiliser back all the way up. There is other things I could put the points into as well, which would be useful. Like contract amounts. If I'm getting 12 coins and I get a 25% bonus on top, then I'll get 15. So again, it could be good money if you've got like an efficient setup. I haven't. You could add quest rewards on there. We are coming up towards the end of the day, so I don't want to do too much. I could get more... We haven't got into relics yet, so that's no use to us. Shop profit 3%. customer can actually buy more items. We're only stocking like one of every product in the shop. Eventually I will try and get at least 2 of every product. Just because if in case somebody comes into the shop, buys an item, that shelf's then empty. If the next person wants that item, there's going to be nothing on the shelf until it refills. So having 2 shelves can allow you to have more money in a day and not upset people. But we are on 98 out of 100, so we are doing pretty good with our shop rep now. I could also put in, I won't do logistics unless I do factory. And what I normally do is wait until I've got 8 points, put 4 into speed of the belt. So take it from 60 to 120. And then I will also double the machines. Just makes it so much easier when you're trying to work out ratios instead of working out part numbers and decimal places. Again, I could do that, but it makes it a little more trickier when you're watching the episode as well. So, not a bad day. We made 42,000 and we didn't have potions in the shop. I've only just filled them up. So we sold 200 potions still, 17,000. Now, I could use catapults or belts or whatever if I really want to. Say, change this box into a low form and just say, okay, go and put it directly in the shop. That way I don't have to micromanage it. I don't like the belts. But we did unlock this shelf and I forgot to actually use it. Now, shelves can be really, really good. So what they can allow you to do... Here's the shelf. Doesn't like going above the window, so if you're going to do it, do it from that. But what you can do is put shelves across. You can use catapults to throw stuff up there. And then you could use catapults from the inside to come down. So it might be good putting like flooring up here and having everything going into the top floor, shooting down. And then I could just stack the belts up across the front if I want. And again, you can do it on the inside. Stack the shelves. There is something not everybody knows about. So if I put a shelf there and I want to put another shelf and extend it out, you'll see it won't allow you to do it. But if I was to copy that shelf, please don't be difficult, game. I can move it out and it will attach. So I could put a bunch of blocks down the back and now I've got a 2 wide shelf, which is perfect for when you get cannons later on. Catapults, in a sense, would need 3. Can I stack 3? I can. So again, I could fill all that in there and I could have a catapult and a tunnel lift going straight out all the way across the top of my store and makes it nice and tidy. Not going to use that right this second. There is other uses as well. So if you need to belt round the outside of one of these machines, I could just use a shelf on the side of... Oh, I need to be the full length. I haven't got the full length at the moment. But if you've got 6 o'clock, I can put one of these. I don't need to then put loads of lab stands to put something higher. So I'm just trying to find an example. Not connecting up to any of these, but it will connect. I have used them, so like there. If I need to bring a belt from that side over to here, I haven't got to put lab stands up. I could just put a shelf there and it makes your builds nice and tidy. Also, the way I've got this build, I could bring something from here, across the wood, down onto this level here, onto the shelf and bring it into my next set of buildings. And if you've got your buildings close enough, you can use a shelf here, shelf on this side and bridge a 4-span gap without having loads of belts on the floor. So there's good ways of using them, and I will come to using them eventually like that. So we have just passed on to a new day, so I want to have a look at the new quests. Just because we've got a lot of money at the moment, the builds will start getting expensive. We want to be on front. So this one here is not a good quest, because the box I've currently got on pulleys are only old 100. So I don't think we can actually do that quest today. I am going to need to move the box on pulleys to a bigger box. I did forget about that. They do like chucking big quests onto you. So we just plug it into the back. And just for now, instead of me carrying the pulleys around, I'll put them in the box. If we do get up to 270, I will turn that quest in. We are currently doing pulleys at 15 a minute. We've still got a good 12 hours. That'll be 300 pulleys. So we should be able to get that quest done on this day with what I've already got stored. Potions are coming through slowly now. It's just backing up into the box. And I can just go and take those into the shop. Just to try and keep that process going. And I think what I want to also do is we've got a lot of money. Let's just buy this property ready. We're going to be buying all these. And this one only costs 8,000, which is 8 silver. And now we've got a lot more room to play with. Start off by putting our flooring down. I will remove this and put the flooring down there at some point. I don't need to do it immediately. I'm not using that. But when I start threading money lines around, we could use the shelves for that. Have the shelves all the way across the top. Have some blocks up in the corner. And then we could thread the money line all the way down to automate the line. It could be something worth doing now. We would have to figure out where we would need our line. I think just below this would be good. We might need to get some ladders out or some stairs out. I would need to leave a space at the end to be able to get the line up. Let's see how that looks. And again, I could just use blocks on this corner. From the floor up. It doesn't look too bad. So you can't go any further than there. So we would have to bridge the gap between those two. I'm not certain if the drawbridge will work in that situation. Might be worth testing out. And that brings it up roughly where my lifts are. So I can take the lift straight the way up to the top. Could leave a little space there. To get a couple of tower lifts up the top. And then we can get the two lines running with money round. And I think I might just do that now. Do a little change. Let's try and automate the shop. So I'm going to keep putting things in boxes. So to do this, it is too wide, which is perfect for two money lines. We'll have you running all the way up to the edge. We'll have an inside one here. And I don't want them to join. I want them to be independent. That's perfect. Unfortunately, you can't copy the stairs. You have to do it for the menu. Each one you have to build separately. Put one there, and let's just put one here for now. That should allow me to do what I need to. And then we just got to find a way of connecting it round. I could also possibly jump onto the shelf. That's probably going to be easier for this. From that build there. All the way to the edge. I could combine it. Or just bring the tower lift down. No, it's probably best if I do combine it at some point. I'll leave the two belts, but we probably just use the back one for the money. And then I need to bring a tower lift from that point to the floor here. So we want it to be joining the belt at the bottom. You can see it gone blue. And we're going to be out of ropes. So let's go and collect some ropes. Which are around... Got that many builds, I can't remember which one's which. Here you are. Grab a full stack, that will keep me going a little bit. And let's start from that position again. So from the bottom, joining the belt. And then this is why I wanted the stairs. Can I get on top? I can. And then we want to rotate you round so money can come along the back line. The front line I could have for something else. I think just for now I might just delete it. We just have the one belt I'm actually using. So let's get up on the top here and let's delete the inside one just for the moment. So X, then G, isn't it? And then confirm. So we would need the conveyor lift to come down here, which I think it's one away from where I've got it in the wall at the moment. Slightly annoying I've got it in the wrong place. I could just bring it onto the floor and then take it back up next to it. It's probably one of the simpler ways. I think that is where I'd have to have it, in this space here. And we need it to be the opposite way. Taking it in from the bottom and then delivering it onto that line at the top. I want to just use the stairs to make sure I've got the right positioning. And like I said, you haven't got to have this. You can have belts all around the floor. But I want to do something different. So yep, money's going to come up there. So all I've got to do is, instead of threading it in the box here, bring you down to the outside now. Now we do really want the two lines connecting. So actually we could bring it into a box and then back out and have the box as a buffer. Yeah, that might have been the better idea. So we want you to come down onto the bottom line. Exactly where you was a minute ago. Come down. Then we'll put the box back in. So you can just plug onto the back. I just want to make sure them two belts are correct. Yep. Into each side of the box. And then we just put one output out into here. So monies are going to come out here all the way up to the edge of the line. And then I just need to figure out a way of how I'm going to do this corner. So I'm just going to move the stairs back a bit. The other one would have been in the way if I'd have kept it where it was. So I want to have a look at the drawbridges. We did unlock them. I don't know if I could connect the two drawbridges out. Would be nice if I could. You coming out sort of like that. Like I say, I've never played around with these. Yeah, they don't seem to want to join. I could have them joining so I only have to have one set of blocks. Let's do that. Let's take 3 blocks away from there just so I don't have to... The money will just back up for the moment. You'll see it's all full up with copper now. So let's copy... Let's get rid of this. If I copy you into here... Right up to the corner. And then the same here. Let's rotate it round. Shame the belts can't meet. And then all I would need to do is just put a way in that corner of connecting the two belts. Ah, I think the belt might be backwards on this. Is there a way of me rotating it? There's got to be. So I want the belts to be going the opposite way. Yep, there it is. That's the way I want it. And then I'm going to need it right in this corner. Means that we've got a wood already behind it. Let's just use wood. I think it's that square there. And the game doesn't like you building things above your head. Go up onto the shelf and then I should be able to connect them two belts. Perfect. So it doesn't look untidy. I've just got one extra pillar. Nice up in the corner. I've got my belt coming into here. The money will come down here. Comes onto here. So now I no longer need to pre-feed it. And all that money can just get chucked into this tub here. And if I need to, I can put 2 tubs on here. And pretty much soon we will go up to having silver on the lines. I've probably got about 250,000, so that's something I could do. And if I'd have thought about it, I could have got the flooring down just. I think I might go and get the flooring sorted. Start as you mean to go on. And eventually I do have a plan of having this little room here as a money room. Having the door on this side. And then this money will go up onto a second floor and onto a separate belting system upstairs. I've got plans on what I want to do. So at least we know where you need to be. You need to be right up by the wall. Being as though the till does have a storage now of 50,000. We might even be able to get away with 1 belt. But no, let's get that flooring in. And then we'll go back to the glass after this. So right above there, so it'll be coming down in this line here. So let's get this belt in first. I do definitely want it box storage. No, that's going the wrong way. And I see a blue belt up there. Let's put the stairs down just to make sure it's connected. Otherwise, it could cause problems. Yep, that's connected up perfect. Don't need you anymore. You can go away. And then all I need to do is connect that to a boxing system. Shame I can't have a side one out here because I would have had 2 going down onto boxes. I think I do want 2 boxes. Do I think I'm rich enough to have... Let's have a look down here. Have we got any money out of this yet? We have actually. Ah, no, because I connected the 2 belts on. No, you're about halfway. Again, this is only using extra stuff I've got hold of. And there isn't a backlog up here, so I know this is running. It doesn't need a second machine unless I build a second stack. No, I don't think we're rich enough. So let's do the belts down again, going on... We want them on the inside. How else could I thread this? Ah, I've got another way. Okay. Copy the belt. We want you to come out there. Let's make it nice and compact. And bring the belts down on top of the box and then down onto the floor. And while we're at it, we might as well... Let's just put 4, just in case it backs up. And when the boxes do start backing up, then it's time to move to silver. So if we get you down first... We want you to come out the back. So out onto the back, that's fine. And then I want the top rotating so it's blue. So this line is going to be coming out here to the edge. And then on the front, we'll have it coming out the front. That's a lot tidier than it was before. That's the right way, but the top just needs to be rotated. And then we'll have a belt coming out here. And then we just have 2 tower lifts. I could even put another box right the way up to the edge. Up to there, just so I don't have to adjust it or mess around with it for a long time. And then 2 tower lifts going into the box at the bottom, so you'll see it turn blue, and then rotate the belt round to join the top, and then we can just take a copy of that. Okay, end of day. Okay, that's a great day for us. 33,000 we earned, and we only spent out 16. That's what I like to see. We will start buying the iron now because I've used up the back stack. So yeah, belt at the top's blue, the box underneath's blue. So this one's coming out the wall onto this front belt, down the lift into the box. You're coming down through the back, down the lift into this box. Immediately transfers all the way to the edge here, and then all I've got to do is put a little corner there. And I'm not going to have enough room to take all the money, so I'll just take out everything I can out the box. Put you in the edge. Just to get all that going again, and then we can get rid of you. I like that system, that's nice and tidy. We'll fill up the end box, and then we'll just put whatever money we've got in the next. So we got 80,000 in the end box, 90, 100,000, 105,000, 125 on me. 230 plus a load of money, which you can see it's come. It did come down the belt because it joined here, because it was joining here before. So yeah, now I'm out of iron. I need to connect up the catapult back up to the buying portal up the top here. That'll start using money. 60. Sorry, it's 1,200 for each one. So as soon as it gets 1,200, it will start buying, and then it'll buy for the second. Now that's automated again. All this is automated, and everything down the line's automated. Very nice. And we've got plenty of room to do whatever we want with. Do you want to stock you up? Because actually, how are we doing in the box? Oh, I've got a good amount. Don't need to rush to go and buy some more stuff. Get 2 stacks on me. Do you have a good amount of bandages? I'm not certain where I'll pick them up from. Bandages should be out of this box here. Yes, because that box is connecting on this side. So if we ever need bandages for a quest, I've got about 50 in that box. And if I really want to, I could cut the box off. I don't think a quest is ever going to ask me for that much. Ah, we're supplying the shop, isn't it? So just for now, I will take them. Does mean we are going to be needing... We can move you up against the wall now and have this as like a mini storage. You can go now. We've threaded all the belts we need to. But I do like that nice little stack there. Nice and tidy. You can't see my money on the floor going everywhere. I would like a tunnel belt. So with like a top on it. Would help those who's having performance problems. But yeah, as you see... Just spent all the money down here to buy the stone for these. And I'm only telling it to buy one because I'm blocking off the slots. That just looks nice. Let's go and have a look at the new quests. Do I have anywhere I can put bandages? I would need a new shelf. Oh, we've got loads of space. We could just do a little system down there for bandages to be sold. So just for now, I'm going to put you there. Just going to take a catapult and see how far or how close to my bed I can actually get it. Can I get it there and still reach the shelf? Yeah, that's fine. Grab a quick box. Change it in a standing up configuration. I want it coming out like that. And then we can just put the bandages in here for the moment. And at least we can sell some in the shop. So that should be all the products we've unlocked. Except for glass. That's the one we're slowly working on. And unfortunately, some of these builds do take a long time. I am trying to edit it down and not miss too much for you guys to see. We are out of potions, but we have got 2 areas the healing potions are stacking up. And what I might... Oh, actually, we've already got it on... I was going to say I'll put it on 2 shelves, but we've already got it on 2. We could even change that box to a bigger one. Yeah, we'll change it to a bigger one. Just fix the belt in. And then that way I can clear both the healing potions out at the same time. Okay, lots of healing potions in there. We're going to have a very good day. And then let's just top up the stacks. So the first 3 are automated, so I don't need to worry. Stack up the rope, and then I'll go and pick up some more. Nails are doing good. Brick, we'll top you up. And let's go and fill more stacks. And then we'll go back onto the build. I have just come to a realisation. We're not actually stacking these in the shop. Well, being as though we've just built a new shelving unit. Going to be a bit precarious getting out of bed in the morning, I've got to admit. But we can just put a simple system like this. And now we're stocking up. Well, just need to set up the catapult first. So yeah, we've got cloth, bandage, we've got everything else down here. Rope, bricks. So it's just the glass we haven't got and we can put it into there. And then we'll automate it at some point. But yeah, happy with that top system. It looks very nice. And if I need to get money onto the second floor, it's quite easy now. I can take a split from that corner through the wall. Or take the wall away and extend the wall out. I've got ideas. But yeah, nice to see the belt moving along. So that means we're spending. Okay, so let's have a look. Did we do all the research we need to? We still got that 1 point. So we've got glass down here. We have unlocked glass now. So let's just start all this research. We will need it because we are coming towards the end. So the next episode we'll probably get on to soap. And possibly we'll have time to do the vitality potion as well. It's not that hard. We've already done some of these stages to it. Soap is not bad. Plant ash, which is sage into a furnace, is not that bad. We've already got a setup for it. Linseeds, again, not bad. It's flax oil into a blender. Not the most hardest thing in the world to unlock. So let's do glass. So we need to get the kiln down, look at ratios and numbers. We already know we've got a sand build over there. Yeah, let's do one thing at a time. Otherwise, I'm going to be jumping back and forth always on the time. So let's start with the eating element. Eating element. And we're also going to need a kiln on the top. Let's look at the recipe for glass. So glass is just purely 60 sand a minute into 10 glass. And I don't want it to be any more efficient than that. That's going to be more than enough for me to supply the shop with. So we could have a look over here at the sand build, which is now your plank shot, your charcoal, your quicklime, your sand. So sand goes into the grinder at 5 a minute. So if I want it, I need all 12, which I think I had. Or 8, 12. This all made the sand, so that was all the stone coming in. 20, 40, 60. That brings it in. The sand comes down. And it doesn't need to go through the furnace. The sand doesn't. Don't know why I picked up a sand then. Didn't mean to. So let's just dump you. So that's my 60 sand a minute. Then it goes straight into a furnace. It's as simple as that. We'll just have to get some fuel from somewhere down there. Which isn't that bad. We've got a fuel system. We might... You're right at the limit. So it might be best to just build a brand new furnace to try and supply down here. Yeah, we'll do that first. So we've got a furnace here we can just copy. And then this will supply the next few builds. So let's copy you up to there. What do I need? Nope, I've actually got everything. Press R to restore the last blueprint. Now, unfortunately, the way I've got this space here, it's just a little short for this. I could split the build into 2 to fit it in. Have you right up the corner. Have the furnaces across the back. Yeah, we'll try and split it into 2. So all we'd have to do is cut from this point here. Let's just do a different shape one for this one. So I do want to cut this. And then I want you to plug. Doesn't really matter which way you plug onto the belt. I think that's fine. And then I can have the 4 furnaces across the back. And then feed the stuff back onto the line here for the power. Right up to the edge. He's going to be absolutely fine. So you can just get deleted. And we only need 2 furnaces for this one. So where was we coming in before? We was coming up here. Because this is only going to give me the charcoal, which, sorry, the wood, what needs to go through. Just remind myself. So the wood comes up here, then it goes into crucible, then grinder. So it needs to be connected to this side, really. But I could just rotate everything. So yeah, let's just take it all the way into scratch. No, I don't want to do that. If we take away this end, the way I connect it. Move you off there. I could put this above this side. Whatever we do, whatever the outcome is from this has to be threaded back through the bottom. So yeah, let's just copy. Just trim it down as best as we can. So that is the only thing that's guaranteed I need on here. I could also just trying to make this as slimline as possible. So I'm going to remove the crucibles. Do I want the fuel? Actually, having the fuel out the same side as this would actually be more better, really. So I'm just going to turn the crucibles around. Because it's going to be easy to feed into these machines then. So I had it a bit backwards before. That's fine. Not every build has got to be identical. And just for now, I'm just going to delete this off. So we've got it a bit streamlined. So we need wood to come up this side. And then we need an output down this side. So a simple way we're going to be doing it is we'll use stone box. That's going to be the fuel feed. Doesn't matter which side I do it from. So I'll do it from this side here. So the fuel comes down here. So let's get that one in. And then it has to come out the grinders here. And we could just use some double lab stands at the bottom. There's my lab stands, 5. Go up to double height because I'm not going to be putting anything in this area, so that's fine. That's the output, nice and easy. Output comes down onto here. And then after that machine, it will go on to feed the belt. And then all I've got to do is get wood up this side. Yep, that's good. Cut it. And hopefully I can get it just in this space here. Nothing. Okay, we'll have to reverse the line to come out left to right, I think. If I want to do it in this configuration. So let's remove you. Let's get the belts in. Belts can get a bit weird when you try and change them direction. So we want the output to be coming out this side. Yeah, I'm just going to delete all the belts because they just don't want to play ball. Okay, let's try that again. From the edge here, coming across. Going off the edge. From this part here, it will come from there all the way across to there. And then we're just going to remove you. We need you to come onto the bottom from the top So everything at the furnace comes out here, comes down the lift, feeds these two, then it goes on and feeds to whatever it needs afterwards. And then we just got to get a way of getting the wood up. Now, both table saws is running at 30, so it can be a single line. So it can be just something as simple as from the bottom, we want the wood to come up, and then we want it to come onto the belt above. I will need some lab stands. That is going to be one tier across the bottom, just because I've got a belt below it. And we might as well just use the lab stands again in the second configuration. It's just easier. So the wood that's coming up here will then come out. I want it to come out that box into all the machines, and then it comes out the back. So all I need to do is connect this to this belt here. And it fits in this area. Lovely. So just cutting it. So again, tower lift on that corner. It might actually be easier to do the lift from here, just in case it hasn't connected. Or I could have just waited a second to see if it did. And I will need to kickstart these. So yeah, the wood's coming up, coming across, going to get grinded, go down the lift, come up to here, and then this part here. We just have a straight line, and then we'll start on this point. This is where we're going to be starting our bus system for our fuel as well. So coins across the bottom, fuel across the top. We don't technically need you there, so let's get rid of you. And all we've got to do is thread up that belt up to the corner, and then from the corner onto the above the money belt. So anything I need can now get took fuel. All the fuel will fill up in these, but nothing will happen until I prime at least one of the machines. Don't need the 2 stacks in there, so we just put the 1 stack and block off the second slot. That will kickstart this whole system. And at the moment we've got nothing using the fuel, so it will just be burning money, but that's a nice, tight, compact build now. I like that better than the original version I had down here in that configuration. So now we've got enough fuel to produce the next system, which is going to be the sand. So the sand needs to come up to basically here. Sand is going down there, but we can change the way it comes down. Let's see if we can copy it. And then we want all the way up to there. Need more nails, more iron, and more wood. Okay, we'll start again. Bottom corner. Just need to get into the right place. So I want to take up to there, and then we'll look at how it is. Might need to strip some of this down. And this is not going to fit lengthways. We could easily have the money, because it needs a money belt across the bottom. We could easily bring the money belt off the side here. That will work. Maybe come out one more. Yep, that's fine. So money belt can come from the bottom. I don't know why the game's doing that to me. Try again from this side. Maybe it's a bit better. Into the 3 machines. It doesn't need to go anywhere else. It's only feeding these 3. Have they already pre-set up the ad for stone, because we've copied a build. So the money's going to keep moving. And every time we add a new machine, it's just going to be more expenses. So the iron is coming down on the front. coming in the same as it was before across the bottom. It's going across one floor, up the lift onto the second floor. Where is it going after that? Ah, the third one's here. Then it comes along onto here, onto the top. And then the output is exactly a lot more simple. Across the top, down the lift to the second, across the bottom, down the lift to the bottom, and then that one joins it. So the top automatically goes straight onto the bottom line, and the middle line goes onto the bottom. So you don't need you. And then this is the only output belt. So this theoretically should be doing sand at 60 a minute. And then all we need is the furnace. So what we're going to do is extend the money belt out this way. Up to the end of the platform is fine. Then I'm going to be adding... Can't see which way the metal was. We'll add you across up to there. And that way we can easily take the money, the fuel off this line for this process. We could also take the fuel off the back here, which might be a better idea. So I've got all this space here, why not use it? All I would have to do is bring the sand out a slightly different way. That's not a problem. So you should connect onto the belt. Okay, so I lost my blueprint. There it is. Yeah, that will take off the belt there. We might want to just put you in the middle so I've got more belting options. And I think I'm going to rotate you round as well, the kiln. Okay, just stuck. Game can get you stuck sometimes. And if I'd have thought about it, I could have put the belting down this side. We had a lot more space. I could have brought the sand round this way. Round it here. 2 rows of 6. Then brought it up. There's more than one way to do every build. And we want your output to be coming out the left. We want your input to be coming up the back. Is there any way better I can do the sand than currently I've got? You want to the bottom. You want to the middle. No, I think that's as good as I need. Sand can come out this way. Try and get that belt a bit better than it is. There, curves round. The sand's coming onto this belt at 60 a minute. And all it needs to do is go up. So it's something as simple as a conveyor lift right there. So we're going to take it off the bottom belt. And then that should bring it straight into the machine. And then on this side here, we just bring a straight lift down. I want it to leave the bottom and join the top. And this is glass. You don't need a lot of glass, so we can just copy. I think I'll just put the laying down version. I like that version. Gives me more options in case I need to send the glass somewhere later. In here, we just need to set up glass. 60 a minute. Going into glass, and we should see our first glass coming down. There it is, blue. You saw it coming out. Coming down the bottom, and now we have glass. Nice compact build, managed to fit it nicely in the corner. Still got enough room to get the walls on the outside. And now we started doing our 2 bus lines. We're only using 3 furnaces here. So we've probably got enough. So let's just have a quick look at this build here. So this is quite balanced. The lines are not standstill at any point. They're moving along, except for the end ones, but that's just to go in the last machine. So I have got 2 builds for the furnace, 3 here, 4, 5, 6 furnaces. And it seems to be running pretty good at my efficiency. So that means I have got 1, 2, 3. I could get another 3 furnaces down for the next process before I will need to supplement the belt with more charcoal powder. But I'm happy with that build. Okay, just topped up the machines. The shop's pretty good because he topped it up earlier. We've got a good amount of potions in there. We'll top that up in the morning. Let's have a look at what the quest was. So I've got 2. Bulk one has 3 days on it. I missed that one with the 180 mortars because I was too busy. And we now have a quest for 2 days for glass. So both quests needs glass, but we've just set that up. 180 pulleys, we should have more than enough of that. 32 mortars I can just take off the shelf or out the box, that's absolutely fine. Okay, we've got all the mortars. Pulleys, I need 180, so I should have a lot in the box over here. Yeah, it's nearly full all the way up to the maximum. And then this will stop using fertiliser then. And then all we're waiting for is the glass, which will take a little while in between episodes. So at the start of the next one, I will start it up when I've got the glass ready for both those bulk quests. But I think that's a great place to be calling it. So we've extended our fertiliser. We've got our second fertiliser plant going. Soon we will upgrade to the advanced fertiliser when we hit tier 5. And that will be a big priority for me to do. The advanced fertiliser does need basic fertiliser. So we do need these plants and then we'll just feed into advanced before we feed into anything else. But yeah, we built that. We managed to build up the dispatch portal for the bandages. We've got a bandage setup going. It is run out of cloth, but again, the cloth's always going to be behind because of the way I've got it. We've got 27 bandages in there if we ever need them for a quest. There is going to be more coming in. Half it's going into the dispatch portal. So at the moment, we haven't actually finished the dispatch. We will have more efficient ways to doing it. I've got a load of potions in there for the shop. We've still got our old potion setup down here. I could get rid of the old setup. I'm earning that many potions off the new one. We've got all our original builds here. And where are we going to go in the next one? So if we have a look at the research tree, let's just zoom in a bit. So we have done everything at the top. We've unlocked the blender. So we have 2 options. I think I want to go to soap. I mean, I could ignore soap and go straight to vitality. And then that will get us access to new sexy toys like the filter splitters and Athenor. I do love the gloom spores. It's a fantastic one to build and it's a very nice, interesting build. And we will go into our first relic as well. So yeah, in the next episode, I think I want to concentrate on vitality potions more than the soap because I don't think I need soap for this. But we'll have a look. We'll unlock them both in the next episode. I won't do it until the day passes because I don't want these to appear on quests until the day after. Yeah, definitely doing them in the next episode. Hopefully you're still enjoying the series. And thank you very much everybody for watching. I'll see you all again soon.